Hey family, it's Miss L again with another installation of Miss L Presents. I'm your garden hero. Hero stands for helping everyone reach objectives. My goal is to help you to be a hero in your garden. I didn't grow up in the country or out on a farm, and so I want to inspire people like myself in inner cities to grow more food and less grass, and to start right now. So, give you guys a quick update here on what's going on. I had anticipated doing some predator proofing on my quail pen because I found that there was maybe a possum is what I think it is based on the size of the hole that's been getting in there, and I've lost a couple of the quail to this predator. And but the minute I got out here after I took a nap, because I was really tired, it started to rain, and so it's starting to drizzle now, and I just didn't want to chance starting the work and not being able to finish it. So I'm gonna hold off on that till one evening this week, and we will get back to that. So I did not want to waste this time and not produce something, some sort of a video for you all. So wanted to talk about a couple of things that I do have going on in the garden, a couple of updates, and I am actually going to turn you guys around and just kind of show you what's going on in the backyard. All right, you guys, family, I will start from this side of the backyard. As you can see, the pomegranates are looking really, really wonderful. They still have their beautiful flowers on them. And I even have a couple of fruits that are starting to swell up. I did go in and put down some more fertilizer. I have some citrus and fruit tree fertilizer stakes that I use. And also I have some espoma, different fertilizers, blood meal, calcium, and there is a general garden production mix, and I kind of mix those together and put into the beds down here. And so I did do that because once they start to fruit, you need to fertilize them again so that they can produce really well for you, and that the fruit will set and will swell and give you really nice pomegranates. This is actually going to be a really good pomegranate year, I think. I'm hoping out of my 2 pomegranate bushes that I will have 30 or 40 pomegranates. I think that might be a good number. Last year I think I only got maybe 6 or 7, and they were really small, so some of them weren't even edible. But moving right along, the fig tree, which is over here, that's the fig, is doing wonderful. It had took a small hit from the late frost that we had this year, but it has bounced back quite nicely, and it has some little figs. You can probably see them like in here. Try to point at one of them. Oh, there we go. That's a baby fig right there. So got some baby figs there. The corn is corning. It's doing its thing, and I'm so excited. I do think that I planted the corn a little bit too closely, but I do have some really nice tall stalks, and then some that are still kind of coming into their own in the front there. And then in the back, that is the Mongolian giant sunflower, and I'm so excited to see that produce, so I can get some seeds from that for next year. I have my zucchini and my fava beans that are at the bottom of the corn, and then that is some kale that was in there. I chopped all the rest of the kale down after it went to seed, and that is sort of what sprouted back from the stems that were still in the ground. So we'll let that do its thing, and I may come out and pick some kale to have for dinner in maybe in a week or so. Aside from that, cucumbers are starting to look really good. I think I have a couple of cucumber fruits that are going to be putting on some weight in the next couple of weeks or so, or the next week or so, and I'll be having my first harvest of cucumbers. Definitely watch for that on the channel, and watch for it on the Instagram, which of course will be linked below. And then one thing I did want to make sure that I mentioned to you all is about your herbs. So this is my little potted herb garden. If you follow me on Instagram, which you absolutely should, you've seen this as it was put in this year. And these two monstrosities here, this is cilantro. And a lot of people, when their cilantro starts to bolt, which means it starts to go to flower, that's the cilantro flowers there, they will pull the cilantro out, or they will cut back the cilantro so that it won't go into flower. I would say, especially because I live here in Georgia, and any cilantro that you put in the ground this time of year is going to bolt on you. Just let it bolt. Let it go to flower. It's going to be, feeding your pollinators. It's going to provide pollen and nectar for bees. And my carpenter bees and other types of bees were all over these cilantro plants while they were flowering. But the other great thing that I'm going to get from this now is two things. I'm going to have cilantro seed that I'll be able to grow next year. And also, cilantro seed, if you did not know, is a spice that we commonly call coriander. So I will have my own coriander seed that I can use in my kitchen, all winter long. And I probably will have enough seed to last me certainly until next year, when I start to grow my new cilantro plants for next season's growing. And so, family, I just wanted to encourage you all to, to save your own seed if you can. It's free. Your plants are going to go to seed anyway. That's what they do. If you've given them the conditions that they need to do so, they're going to go to seed. And depending on what type of plant it is, you will either now have free seed that you can use to grow plants for the next season, or you can grow them for the next year, or you will have a spice in the case of our cilantro plant, which produces coriander seeds that you can use in your kitchen. Other plants off the top of my head that produce seeds that we use, of course, celery seed is used in cooking. Fennel seeds, I have some fennel over there, some bronze fennel actually, that I'm growing this year. And so I will have a couple of different spices that I'll be able to use, maybe on some fish or chicken. Fennel seed is typically really good on fish. And then coriander, of course, has quite a few culinary uses. So it's just another way that we can be a little bit more self-sufficient, a little less reliant on the grocery store, where you go to the grocery store and you don't know what year your spices were grown. So another great benefit to growing your own spices, that what year those spices came from. In the front yard as well, I've also done some peppers that the peppers that I grew, unfortunately, are not doing so well, and I needed to get some peppers into one of the garden beds where the potatoes came out. And so I went and bought some pepper plants. And I got probably about 6 different varieties of peppers, some hot, some sweet. And I'm excited to have those in as well. That's another thing that I always try to grow is peppers, because I do my own hot pepper flake, and I also make my own paprika now. So I did get a couple of varieties of peppers that are good for paprika. So I will be doing that as well. So I'm going to show you one last thing before I go. And if you all are watching me on Instagram, or following me rather on Instagram, then you know that I recently harvested the potatoes that were in one of my 3x5 raised beds in the front. And this is the harvest from the side of the house. These are some red potatoes, more purple potatoes, and some yellow potatoes. And these potatoes, although there were more of them, they didn't produce as much because they're on the side of the house between my house and my neighbor's house, and they don't get full sun like the potatoes in the front yard do. But every little bit counts, and I'm gonna go ahead and put these under a fan so that they can form their wonderful skin on the outside. And then probably within the next couple weeks, I will be able to start eating the potatoes. So that's going to be the end of this installation and this update. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via email, via Instagram, or by leaving a comment on this video. Also ask, as always, that you all will like, comment, and subscribe. If this video was helpful for you, or if you know someone who would be appreciative of this information, feel free to share this video on your social media as well. And then, stay tuned and be looking out for the next video. Of course, you can click the bell icon, and that is going to keep you updated every time one of my videos goes up. As always, I appreciate you so much, family. I love you all. I'm glad that our family is continuing to grow. I hope that you all are growing in your areas. If you are in any of the gardening groups that I'm a part of, either on Facebook or on Clubhouse, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to be able to answer any question that you have. I'm now actually going to end the video. I love you all. You all have a great rest of your day. Kisses. Take care of yourselves.